increasingly more and more guys out there are no longer the primary breadwinner in their relationship. Millennial women, with their upbringing of being trained to be go-getters, and millennial men, and this applies to Gen Z as well, with their upbringing for being in touch with their feelings and being in touch with their feminine side, the roles are reversing, and we're kind of hitting the midpoint right now, and it's going to swing radically in the direction of women being the breadwinner, and men are going to have to adjust to that. Men are going to have to adopt a feminine dating strategy in a way. Men are going to have to chase the bag and chase the retirement plan. They're going to have to factor in the earning potential of women as a big factor. And men are also going to have to find outlets for their masculine side. No matter how developed their quote-unquote feminine side is, men are going to have to still, flex their masculine side, or otherwise they're going to feel incomplete. And, this could be maybe achieved through sports or through hobbies or through building things or planning things, doing the things that she might not have time to do as the primary breadwinner. And if you have one of those feminist partners who mocks you and doesn't have a traditional breadwinner mindset, the traditional breadwinner mindset is, I'm going to sacrifice myself and my time in order for my dependents to have the things that I'm not really able to have, like comfort and this plush, pampered life. And I know a lot of women aren't going to like that because it can be really counterintuitive. But, I'm interested to hear your comments, females in the comments, as well as males as well. Just want to keep that tense consistent there. But yeah, if you have one of those feminist wives who is trying to rub this in your face and a wife who really sees your distress as a necessary byproduct of progress and looks at your trying to adjust and figure out your role as a personal weakness of yours, as an ego or an envy thing, that's her projection, because she is comparing herself to you. She was competing with you from the get-go. She had some kind of upbringing where she was either told or came to the conclusion through trauma that men were her adversary, and that even though she might love you, she does want to humiliate you a little bit, in this controlled environment. She wants to humiliate you in a controlled manner. So you have to fight fire with fire if that is the case, because that continual kind of poison drip is going to hurt you. And so what you need to do, if this is you, if you have a feminist wife and you love her, and I'm not going to try to talk you out of being with her, but what you got to do is you got to take an exploitative lens like the gold digger. But in your case, it's not going to be a gold digger. It's going to be more of a pimp. It's going to be more of your good looks and your virility and your personality earned you this plush life, and you don't even have to do anything. You got her working for you, bringing you back the money. And spend her money gleefully, and if she wants to divorce you, that's going to bite her anyway, monetarily, so spend the money. It's your money, you know what I mean? She might be getting all the credit for it, but you have the right to enjoy it as a man. And don't let her toxic friends or her toxic family convince you that you have to starve yourself, and give yourself no access to resources, push it to the limit, push it to a limit where you're feeling like you're valued via her contribution toward your happiness and toward your freedom. And if you're not getting what you want, leave her, because, we need two-way streets in this world. And if we're being diverted by social forces beyond our control, by all sorts of bias out there in the world that we face as guys, if that's something that we're facing, we might have to look at other avenues to have that lifestyle. And that is your absolute right. Feel entitled to it just as women, naturally felt entitled to it, from the beginning of time. So that is my advice if you're a stay-at-home dad and you have one of these weird wives, no offense, that's like making TikToks about you and saying that you, insinuating that you're lazy, insinuating that she's better than you at everything. You don't got to direct that accusation head on, but you can just laugh with it, all the while laughing all the way to the bank. And if she wants to divorce you, that's half her stuff she's going to part with, and you're going to be getting alimony and, while you're doing your own career as well. And it'll take her decades to be able to convince the court that that your alimony should be reduced, even if now you're balling. So there's always, with instincts and animals, and human beings, there's always a side to everything that works to your advantage, even if you're stigmatized and hated by this leftist society. Peace.